son. Where'd you find this?
Don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who acts like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico. They never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late. They cancel last minute. Forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll.
Yo, 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 yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Saturday. I hope all is well with you. Salutes to everybody in the building. Love to you. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you're enjoying your weekend, your time away from work, the 9 to 5. I'm just here to talk my shit, man. I got a video that was me through a good acquaintance of mine on social media, and kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And of course, it's about the orange man himself. But we see what's going on in social media as it is. The Epstein files. They've been making their way through everybody's app, from house to house, from phone to phone. Nobody here is not familiar with this situation. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators. I got to give them their flowers before I do anything else. I got a clip I'm about to bring up. I'm going to let her talk. I'm not here to run numbers. I'm not here to do the historical event thing. I'm just here to vent and get some stuff off my chest, because I'm sick and tired of certain platforms being selective with their anger and their frustration when it comes to these politics. And quite frankly, our president has been doing a piss poor job. This right here is completely unacceptable. Let me bring this up on the big screen. Ma'am, you get the floor. I'm gonna let you cook, and we're gonna chop it up for a bit. Do me a solid, like, share, repost, let the people know that we are on. The spotlight is on you.
Say this is one of the most significant Supreme Court losses for a U.S. president in modern history. I mean, the justices invalidating a key part of President Trump's economic policy agenda. And this afternoon, like you said, he blasted the court and said the fight for tariffs wasn't over.
I'm ashamed of certain members of the court.
An angry President Trump lashed out at the justices, turning his ire on three of the court's conservatives, Neil Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett, justices he put on the court, and Chief Justice John Roberts, who wrote the opinion.
They're very unpatriotic and disloyal to our Constitution.
The three joined with the court's three liberal justices to rule that the federal emergency trade law that gives presidents power to regulate imports did not authorize President Trump to impose tariffs. Said the Chief Justice, had Congress intended to convey the distinct and extraordinary power to impose tariffs, it would have done so expressly. The ruling invalidates 10% baseline tariffs on almost all global imports, as well as significantly higher tariffs of up to 50% on goods from countries like Canada, Mexico, and China. Dissenting justices, led by President Trump's third appointee, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, downplayed the ruling's impact, pointing to other, more limited laws which might justify most, if not all, of the tariffs at issue in this case. Within hours, President Trump new 10% baseline tariffs under a different trade law.
But we're immediately instituting the 10% provision, which we're allowed to do.
But that law comes with significant constraints, including caps on tariffs and a 5-month time limit that will undermine his ability to use tariffs as a negotiating tool. It's one reason why Victor Schwartz, the New York wine importer at the center of the case who we visited at his warehouse last year, saw the ruling as a victory.
It's like I just stepped on the podium and won a gold medal.
Schwartz said he's paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in tariffs and is worried he could lose his business.
Now, like thousands of other businesses, small and big, Schwartz will be seeking a refund. But the president said this afternoon refunds could take years, if ever. Tony?
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're never seeing that money again. You are never seeing that money ever, 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 ever again. That is gone. Those billions of dollars are gone. All of it. And I feel for you. I really do. Because we all into this together. You ain't the only one that's losing out at all. What did y'all think was going to happen? Last year, I had a whole show speaking about this tariff thing. I thought it was a good idea. If it was going to make that price on eggs go down, I was all for it. Everything is expensive. Everything. Where on this planet in the United States of America can you go and help me out, please? Because I would love to know. Where can you go in the United States of America where there is a box of cereal or a bag of chips that is cheap? Where can you get some eggs that are cheap? Where can you get toilet paper that is cheap? Nothing is cheap. Everything is going up and up and up every single day. You might as well name one of these days Inflation Day. Let's name one of these days Inflation Day, because quite frankly, shit, it's at a point to where you're going to be charged for air. You're going to be charged for walking. The tariffs was supposed to, at least from my understanding, they were supposed to alleviate some of the pressure on the people. It was supposed to help us out. That was what I was understanding. Instead, all it did was raise the price on everything because we was complaining about taxes. We doing too much with the taxes, but we're not responsible for why the country is in so much debt in the first place. If that's what you want me to believe. So you came up with this idea to add extra percentages to different countries that import from there to here. And that was somehow supposed to make things a little bit better for us. And also, it was supposed to topple off of some of that excess money that we owe. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody who watches this in the future, but last time I checked, I wasn't the one that was in debt owing Iran and all these other countries. I didn't borrow 2.5 million from you. I didn't fly to Japan and China and ask you to lend me some oil. I don't recall doing any of that. You guys did it. The ones that are supposed to making sure that we are still one of the freest countries on the planet. You're supposed to make sure that this stuff is in order. So what are you doing with the money? How did we get in so much debt? I'm not putting this on Trump. I'm not saying Trump is the reason why we have trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is whatever y'all thought this was supposed to be, complete opposite. In fact, it's so parallel to what you proposed to the people that it makes me wonder if that was the whole point in the first place, to just continuously overprice everything to the point to where we the ones that are suffering. You're pocketing the money. We supposed to shut the hell up about it and not challenge or question anything. They've been playing in our face forever. All of them. Every single one of them. I don't want to put what is happening on one person. Just put that out there for the record. This is not solely about one party. This is a collective effort. I don't stand on the side of Republican or Democrat. I think they're all tied together. I think it's all interconnected. You want to keep us poor, keep us struggling, keep us stressed out. You want to keep us in a state of control, or you want us to feel like we don't have no type of power whatsoever because you're the big bad government and you have all the paperwork and the guns and the prisons, and you can just lock everybody up and you can do this and do that, but you really don't have no power without the people. The reason why I'm speaking about this is because there was another post that was shared to me that had said, and if I can actually pull it up real quick, I don't want to misquote nothing. Was this? Yep, it was. this gentleman right here who sent this to me. Let me see if it's still here. He sent this to me earlier. And it says that Secretary Scott Bessent admits that Trump stole all the tariff revenue and will never give it back. That is why we are essentially here. Maybe 7 months ago, we were asking what happened to the 17 trillion dollars that went missing too. And now we're talking about 175 billion is missing. Where's all this money going? How don't we have it? I need answers. Why isn't none of this stuff that you're saying is supposed to benefit us? Why isn't it benefiting a single fucking soul? I don't see it helping anybody at all. And it's terrible. It's a terrible time in America where you have these men and women who took oaths, who sit in these seats, that wear these suits and ties, have their own agendas, own missions, which is to suppress and utterly rob us of our freedom, our joy, our peace. Whether or not you want to hear from me or you want to hear from somebody on CNN, the fact of the matter is these people don't give a shit about not a single one of us. Even the people who defend Trump and defend Biden and defend all of these big names, these influencers, they don't care about you either. We all being controlled and manipulated. This whole thing was supposed to get the IRS off of our back. This whole thing was supposed to make food cheaper. It was supposed to make housing a little lighter. Your rent ain't not gone up in forever. That shit is going up every single year. Why? Why, when I go and stand in a line at the grocery store, I ring up 4 items and that shit is $70, $80. $70, $80 for 4 items. You got all these homeless people on the street. They can't find jobs. You building apartments and complexes and duplexes, but you're not creating jobs. So you're building buildings to house people who can't afford the housing, but you won't create jobs that's going to pay people to be able to afford the jobs. And if you are giving people jobs, you're not giving them sufficient pay in order to compete in the regions or the areas that they are located to be able to thrive. We got to have 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs in order to make do, pay rent, pay car insurance, car notes, pay your food, your utilities. One check alone was supposed to be sufficient. One check alone was supposed to take care of just about everything that you need. Go all the way back to the 1960s, 70s. Everything was cheaper. Nothing was this inflated. So why now? Why now? Why are we in this now? Oh, you want to put somebody in front of a camera, a spokesperson, or you want to put somebody in a camera that got charisma. They know how to talk to people. They know how to make you laugh. they very sarcastic, or their ideologies fit yours, and it might not suit the other person. So you're grifting and panhandling to people to get them on your side, but you really have other agendas. What are we talking about? Everything is so fucking high. And what was the tariffs for? I'm not a political scientist. I'm an angry citizen in this country, pissed off because you robbing us blind, man. You got ICE out here doing whatever the hell they want. You're not really helping nobody get off the street. You're actually moving people from where they were to other locations. You're probably snatching them up, trafficking them, probably putting them in food containers and putting them into McDonald's. Yeah, I said it. This world is evil, man. The people that are watching over us are evil. We don't care enough. We don't care far enough. They're taking kids off the street. They're taking families away from their loved ones, and they're marketing off of them. They're using them for sport, for entertainment. In tunnels, bunkers, underground basements, underground facilities where they practice witchcraft and sorcery. And then you have men and you have women who disappear when they get on social media and they record for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 seconds, speaking about these things. Nobody believes it because it all sounds preposterous. Why would anybody in their right mind believe that cannibalism exists here? Why would anybody in their right mind believe that there are human beings who absolutely prey on other human beings and use them as punching bags and lunch meat in their lunchbox when they go to work? Living Jeffrey Dahmers that have the money and the backing to support them. You know what's interesting about these conversations when I have them? A million people have said the same thing. Well, I'm exaggerating, not a million people. Enough people have said it to where you would be like, damn, man, something got to be accurate about this. Like, really think about it. I go back 10, 15 years. 10, 15 years. I'm on YouTube. And you got a whole section where they talk about conspiracy theories and Bigfoot and aliens and shit. I love the conspiracy stuff. I do. I got hooked on them very bad. That's so bad to where I stopped watching the shit because it was like, there's no fucking way in the world that people are really that crazy. I mean, we all watch something on YouTube. We all consume something up here for either educational purposes or entertainment purposes. We have our thing. I'm not mad at it. I love that, the diversity. That's why YouTube is as successful in business as it is, and everybody has their thing up here. There was a time period where I was heavy into it. I mean, heavy into the conspiracy stuff. But I stopped. I couldn't keep looking at it because it was like a part of me is still believing that we are normal. Like we can't be that fucking nuts, man. We can't be. We can't be out here on some Texas chainsaw massacre shit, taking the skin off of people and then putting it on our that can't be real. You can't convince me that there are people at 12 o'clock at night standing in the middle of a living room with a fire and candles and an orchestrated setting with a pentagram in the middle of the fucking floor. Come on, you can't convince me that people are really doing that shit. That was 10, 20 years ago. Now we are here. And I'm looking at the propaganda. I'm looking at the AI, how AI is pretty much taking over every single aspect of social media. How everything has been overpriced. How aggressive these people are becoming with their sin, with their wickedness. How bold they're getting. And every time I see an old video of some old bald-headed white dude or some woman with a grainy video clip pop up now on Instagram talking about they do this and they use the blood of the fear of the kids to do this and do that. Every time I see shit like that, it takes me all the way back. Takes me all the way back 15, 20 years ago when I was seeing the same exact conversations being had. And I didn't want to believe it. I thought it was all hyperbole. You're just putting stuff up here for content. You're putting these things on YouTube for content. You can make money selling feet on social media. You can make money selling your butt cheeks on social media. You can make money talking about caterpillars on social media. You can do cartwheels for half an hour and make money off the shit as long as you know how to make people laugh. Shout outs to Poor Dad. Shout outs to Mahogany. I see you over there in the building. There's a market for everything. That's why I would never ever be jealous or envious of anybody. Everybody got their own lane, man. The conspiracy field, that world, it just seems so far-fetched. So far-fetched. People are eating dogs and animals. The presidents are a part of the Illuminati. The Illuminati is this big organization that runs rampant in many different places, and they offer you all of these things. Rappers and celebrities are gay. They're sleeping with these people and that. I did not buy into none of that shit 10, 15, 20 years ago. I really, really was like, it's interesting, but I think I really kind of just going overboard with some of this stuff. But the older you get, you live long enough, you do business long enough, you go through heartache, you go through these trials and these tribulations, go broke, make money, shake hands, you see the pedophilia in person, you see the favoritism, the nepotism, the classism, the colorism in person. You're not watching it from somebody else's point of view. You're actually seeing it for yourself. You start to rewire the way that you look at the world. And I gotta say, nothing now at all is off the table. Nothing is off the table. Every single president, every single man and woman that is in office or has ever been in office should be removed forever. None of them should be looking over us. None of them have the right to represent the citizens of the United States. None of them. All of them have blood on their hands. All of them. Willingly or unwillingly. And you know what's crazy about the whole thing? It comes to find out that every single president, except for I believe one, is actually related. All of them are connected. All of them. Yeah, it's the Twilight Zone. It is the absolute Twilight Zone. All this shit is a scam. All of it. Put it like this. Why do you think you have Democrats, Republicans? Why you have the left and you have the right? Why do you think there's always this weird opposing shit? It's always this weird opposing shit. It's designed that way. It's set up to make you look at this as if we're constantly at odds because we have the same objectives just wrapped up in different formats. But it's all really designed to have you going against the other person. It's being trained to you. They say this is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to divide races. This is how we're going to make feminism destroy the nuclear household. This is how we're going to exhaust the people. This is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do that. We're going to create these bullshit terms, and when we're going to dress them up as you got to pick a side. And if you don't choose this side, then you're an idiot or you're going to be outcasted. It's all a design. So when I hear people standing up for this person and that, I'm like, man, all of these niggas is kind of like on some bullshit for real. They ain't none of them to be trusted. All of them can easily be bribed. All of them can easily be manipulated. None of them really run anything. They answer to someone who answers to somebody. It never made sense to me how he got a second term. Period. Rewind it. Reverse. There's no prejudice here. There's no biases here. If we had a fair and just system, I mean, as close as you could get, I wouldn't have cared if it was Trump. I wouldn't have cared if it was George Bush. If you was clean across the board and you wasn't playing around with our head and shit, because I know our conversations, I don't have to be in the room to know y'all don't really think highly of us. If y'all were just fair and neutral across the board, this wouldn't be this. But they evil, they wicked, they greedy. It's never been about the people. And if it was about the people once upon a time, we've strayed far from that. I don't do the Democrat. I don't do all that. I don't. We're one people. We're earthlings. We're Homo sapiens. We all eat, shit, and piss. We all do the same thing. We all want to be free. We all want to be comfortable. None of us want to struggle. Most of us, for the most part, we want to have normal lives. Nobody really wants to be out here with their mind half gone, trying to figure out how to make sense of what tomorrow is going to look like. Yeah, I don't do all that, because it's like having that whole man versus woman thing. You throw the bait out there, people eat it. You got folks that say choose the bear. That shit don't make no sense. You got people out here that think all men ain't worth a damn if they ain't got money. That don't make sense. You got people out here in the world that think it's okay to sleep with children. If you've ever seen a single upload of mine, I talk about all of it. They don't like it. The algorithm hates it. And the point that I'm making here is all this shit is rigged. All of it is staged. All of it is performance based. This is to make you pick a side. Pick a side. That's all. Let me ask you a question. If I was for the people, why the fuck do I need to be a Republican or a Democrat? If I was for the people, why do I need to be a left or a right? If I was for the people, why do I have to have those terms connected to me? Why can't I just be me? I call bullshit. I absolutely call bullshit on that. Because if you put someone like me in the Oval Office, I am not about to sit up here and read off of a script. I'm not about to sit up here and allow you to try to control this and control that. You're not about to bribe me. You're not about to do, no. I'm cool. The tariffs were supposed to make things easier for us. Y'all fucked up. You took your billions and billions of dollars and invested in trafficking children. Yes, you did it. You took your billions and your billions and your billions and you invested in underground caves. All that money that you said was gone, and blamed it on Venezuela, and you blamed it on all these other countries. You're really taking that money and hiring people to snatch people off of the street in the Walmart shopping center. That's what you're doing with that money. You're funding chop shops, human chop shops. You're taking shortcuts and you're putting human anatomy in our food. Allegedly, of course. Let me just say allegedly, because I know how YouTube is. Y'all really be trying to mess with me because I be saying little shit like that. Little old me. If I say it, it's a problem. Anybody else say it, it's like, all right, whatever. You know what you're doing. all these millions and trillions of dollars they missing. They ain't nowhere to be found. Yeah, I know they ain't, because I know where it's going. You're wealthy. You have a insatiable appetite that the flesh enjoys, that we normal people can't comprehend because we don't think like that. And you take your habits and your hobbies and you invest them into things that would make me sick to my stomach. That's where all that money going. You want to say we in debt and we owe everybody. Putin has come out on record and said that they're feeding us human flesh. They're feeding us this shit. Putin has said this. Representative Lou just came out and said that Trump is on video chasing kids around and doing things to the. I'm not supposed to say that type of shit though. As if we don't live around monsters and we don't live around creepy, weird ass men and women. I guess I'm just in a bubble. The cat's out of the bag. The prophecy is here. Everything that's in that word, it's here. You see it every day. You can't avoid it. It's all I see on my timeline. Yeah. Them tariffs not coming back. And it's foul, man. It's foul. The way that they treat the people here, I don't understand. I don't understand how people defend it so much. There's folks to this day that still go to bat for Donald Trump. That still go to bat for all these other people that's been in office or that's been documented on record. Frankly, I'm frustrated. And what's next? What do we do next? We see it. We know what's happening. Do we care enough to make any adjustments? Do we care to change this? Cat's out the bag. And as much as you don't want to believe any of this stuff is real, it's real. It's not going to stop. I hate that we're here. 12, 13-year-old me was not looking at the possibility of there being a World War III. 12, 13-year-old me was not looking at there being a coronavirus. By the way, that was manufactured and put here. Yeah. I can't even remember the name. I did a video on this, 2 of them actually. 3 Asian scientists smuggled some stuff over here. There's so much fucking wickedness going on around us, man. We don't even get it. And it's probably because it's hard to really fathom that it's going to happen to us because it hasn't directly affected us. like it's not going to really bother you until it actually bothers you. Like it's at your front door. It's killing off your people. Matter of fact, think about this. And I'm going to put disclaimers all around this. If what I'm understanding is true and the information that I received is true, if you've lost anybody to COVID, or the vaccine for that matter, this was not a coincidence. It wasn't some bullshit in the air. It's in the files. It's in the files. Go back and check out the video I did on that one. Epstein was having a conversation about that shit. Him and some other dude talking about how to make the poor poorer. Talking about how they were going to spread the COVID virus. It's there. And you want me to believe that he's going to give back all that money that was supposed to be for us? So you're a farmer, agriculture, you work, own your own store, business, and you paid all this ridiculous extra amount because the tariff was supposed to make things. You really want me to believe that he got your best? He don't have nobody. None of them have our best intentions. They don't. But you turn on the TV, you stand in front of a podium, and you have press, and you have the American flag behind you, and you have your written out right there so you can read it as you're talking. I guess that's good enough to convince people otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not pleased. I'm not pleased at any of it. I haven't been for a while. And I just wanted to vent and get that off my chest because it's like, what are we doing? So we reject God. This is what we get. You want to live the way you want to live. This is what we get. We didn't have to be here. None of this had to have happened. And I blame us because we are responsible for every single irresponsible adult that has ever delegated or signed off on anything that involved us. We are to blame for them being there. Period. It's like one rotten apple spoils the rest, of something like that. This is exactly that. If we weren't lazy and we weren't so worried about MTV, BET, TikTok, and Facebook and all that, if we were more concerned about getting them the fuck up out of here a long time ago, we would be in a better state. That's why I don't believe in the both sides stuff. But I digress. Don't expect that money back. And they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep spitting in our face until something's done about it, whether or not it's in the physical or it's biblical. They feel like they're untouchable. They're immortal. They got all this money, so, you know, they can do things that we can't. But we got the numbers. We always had the numbers. And FYI, or just to add on, because I just saw that Oprah a part of that coke shit too. Oprah with it. I don't trust her neither. There's a lot of people on that list. There's thousands of people on that list. Nah. But look, do it this as you will. It was just to open up Discord. You know, shout out to everybody who pulled up. KAPWN, salutes to you. I ain't want to pronounce your name wrong. I appreciate you for tapping in for the brief moment that you were here. Mahogany, Poet Dad, salutes to you both. I appreciate y'all for being here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And Lord willing, I see y'all on Monday. You dig? Y'all be easy. Oh, do me a solid before you go, if you don't mind. Hold up.
Push the goddamn button.
Peace.